What is the Electroneum effect? And is there even such a thing as the Electroneum effect? And if there is an Electroneum effect, what does that say about Electroneum's viability and its future as a cryptocurrency project? That's what I'm going to be talking about in this video.
Take the first step towards online privacy. Get NordVPN.
Hi everybody, this is Crypto Rich, working with you to get rich with crypto, filling our pockets with crypto profit. And I'd like you to consider this video as a personal pictorial essay. Now, before I continue with this video, please subscribe, like, comment. All that stuff makes a difference to me and helps my channel grow and supports my work. Please follow me on Twitter, CryptoRichYT, join my official Telegram announcements channel. And if you're watching this on YouTube, come over to BitTube, censorship-resistant platform. And I post other material on BitTube that doesn't appear on YouTube, but you can also find me on BitChute and on Library. So what do I mean by the Electroneum effect? It's not a phrase that I've come across as I've been covering this project since it launched in October 2017. It has in that time gone from strength to strength in terms of the numbers of partnership and in terms of the numbers of people who are actually involved as measured by the number of registered wallet holders there are. Now, I'm recording this as we are in the midst of a cryptocurrency bull run. Bitcoin is making all-time highs, and other cryptocurrencies are likely to follow suit as the bull run picks up speed. Now, the $100 of cryptocurrencies that you might have, a time will come when they could be worth thousands and thousands and thousands of dollars. This is why it's all the more important to keep your cryptocurrencies safe and secure. And there's no more safe and secure method than using a good quality hardware wallet. I recommend an Apollo wallet and the EliPower wallet. These allow you to store dozens and dozens and dozens and dozens of different cryptocurrencies, including all the major ones, plus thousands of ERC20 tokens, with more being added. I have links in the description below. And with cryptocurrencies, you are your own bank. Make sure you get really secure vaults for your cryptocurrencies in the form of good quality hardware wallets. This is my BitTube channel, and as I expand this, I want you to focus on these two videos, torture, crime, and corruption. They do have a tangential relationship to Electroneum. This is a 2-hour and 26-minute interview that I conducted with Oli Acuna. Oli Acuna is the PR manager for Electroneum. He's a great journalist, a great writer, and I think he's doing a great job for Electroneum's PR. Prior to him working for Electroneum, when he lived in his home country of Mexico, he was an investigative journalist exposing corruption at the highest levels of government, including how a president had embezzled billions of dollars out of the country. Now, for this, Oli Acuna was rewarded by harassment and imprisonment and torture by the Mexican authorities. He's now living in the UK, working for Electroneum, and this is an interview about his life as an undercover journalist, going undercover with drug cartels in Mexico. And it's just a fascinating, moving, profound story. I do urge you to go and listen to it. I think it should have much, much higher views. If people only knew that it really was about one of the Electroneum team members. Now, if you're a regular subscriber of this channel, you will know that I've been covering Electroneum since its ICO days in September 2017. A lot of those videos got deleted, or I took them off so they wouldn't get deleted by YouTube. And I have covered the different aspects of this project, like how it's interested in making a difference to the unbanked and the underbanked, i.e. those that are on the edge of the formal economy that don't have access to banking facilities necessarily, how Electroneum seeks to provide a service to them, to those people, mostly in the developing world. Now, I could do lots of videos about Electroneum where I, talk about all the news and stuff that's happening, but I actually prefer a different kind of analysis, digging a little bit deeper, which is the kind of stuff I used to do when I worked as a child protection social worker, digging a little bit deeper, what's really, really going on. And for this argument, this pictorial essay, I'm indebted to Preethi Kasireddy. Now, I don't know Preethi. If I did know her, then perhaps I would have pronounced her name correctly. It's actually Preethi Kasireddy. And this tweet came across my Twitter thread, and it got me thinking. I've been thinking about this for weeks and weeks and weeks. And what I'm going to do in this video is I'm going to use her Twitter thread, and thank you so much, Preethi. And if you're watching this, please comment below. Plus, I'm going to pull in information from elsewhere to make an argument for what I think could happen with Electroneum as the next couple of years roll out. So make sure you listen and watch all the way through so you can actually then see how I pull all these different threads together. And then I'd love to know what you think. Is there an Electroneum effect? Is Electroneum mimicking other big tech and digital companies? Is that what's happening? And if it is, then what does it portend for Electroneum's future? All right, this is the first tweet in the thread. And what Preethi says is people outside of India don't fully understand the Jio effect and how transformational that has and will be for India. So what's the Jio effect? Well, Jio is a telecom company that launched in 2016 and they did something radical. And what was it they did that was so radical? In 2016, Jio gave Indians unlimited 4G internet for free. Free! So of course, Indians went crazy. Why wouldn't they? They waited in long lines to get their Jio SIM card. So all of a sudden, Jio had thousands and thousands and thousands of users for its service. Now, this free 4G internet coincided with the increase in availability in cheap mobile phones. So you had cheap internet plus cheap hardware bringing millions of Indians online starting in 2016, including people living in rural villages. So you can hear the cost of data in India go as a percentage of monthly GDP per head going down, 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 down till it's like on a par with costs in the US, Brazil, and China. And at the same time, the amount of consumption going up, you can't actually see India here, right? But here it begins to show up. It's this little block here, this little block here, then here, and then here. And then in 2016, it shoots up. And in 2017, it increased fourfold. And then almost as suddenly as Jio was giving away 4G internet, in 2017, they stopped giving it away and they started charging, but they kept the prices insanely low, $3 a month for 50 gigabytes. And what happened was while it was free, many Indians with their new cheap mobile phones discovered how useful it can be to be able to access the internet on a smartphone. So they became hooked on the internet and a majority of users continued to use it. So Jio had very, very successfully onboarded millions of mobile phone users onto their service and now was making a small amount of money by charging this service at very low prices. Here in this chart, you can see the trajectory of Jio's subscribers as more and more subscribers come on board. And even though they started charging in 2017, the number of subscribers, like the growth rate, didn't seem to alter very much. People were still taking on and using Jio. And Jio went from having 0 customers in 2016 to now having close to 400 million subscribers. Now, as I go through this, as I go through what happened with Jio and in India, and then further on, when I look at other factors, I want you to consider India and Jio as proxies for Electroneum. All I'm doing is I'm looking at what happened in India, looking at what happened with Jio, adding in some other information that isn't in this great tweet thread, and looking to see, well, how does it fit Electroneum's plans? How will it work for Electroneum in Southeast Asia? How will it work for Electroneum in Africa? So now, let me know what you think of this so far. Please subscribe, comment, notification bell, all that business. And remember, make sure you listen all the way through to the end, because that's where I'm going to put it all together. Now, as the number of users increased, as more and more people came online, it was like a self-fulfilling circle with more and more people even using the internet, more and more people online, more and more people online. And Indians went from consuming just 700 megabytes of data per month to 11 gigabytes of data. From 2014 to 2018, you can see the volume of mobile data usage. And as the mobile data usage went up, costs also went down, as represented by this orange line. Look how much cheaper it is in April to June 2017 to how much it cost in April to June 2016. The number of internet users in India exploded from 302 million in 2015 to on track for 974 million in 2025, and currently in 2020, close to 700 million. The digital economy in India exploded as a result of this. We have 1.2 billion people enrolled in the world's largest unique digital identity program. 12.3 billion app downloads in 2018, 1.17 billion wireless phone subscribers, 560 million internet subscribers, 354 million smartphone devices, 294 million users engaged in social media, and Jio seems to have played a really, really large part with their policy of making the internet 4G internet freely available and then charging very low prices. That really incentivized and accelerated adoption. And how come India is number 2 globally behind China is partly because of that, but also because there's so many people. There's such a large populous nation. And I'm going to be looking at different demographic factors later on. Now, this chart is from August 2018, and it's from indianexpress.com, and I'll link to the article in the description below. But you can see that Jio, in just 2 years, became the 3rd largest mobile phone player. RTA, Airtel, Vodafone, and Reliance Jio with 19.6%. It really disrupted the market by offering 4G internet for free and then incredibly cheaply. Now, what has this got to do with the Electroneum effect, if there is such a thing, and what are the other factors at play in India and elsewhere, and what effect are they going to have on Electroneum's plans to grow and expand and empower the unbanked and the underbanked by providing them financial services through the use of ETN? For that, you're going to have to listen to the second part. Now, let me know what you think of this. Where do you think I'm going to go? How can you see any parallels with Jio in India and Electroneum in the developing world, if there are any? And make sure you subscribe so you know when the second video comes out. And in that video, I'm going to put everything together, adding in some other demographics that Preethi's great thread doesn't cover because, of course, she wasn't talking about Electroneum.